Trevor Matich, our Redskins analyst, is live in studio, elite long snapper, and you can tell by his handshake you're used to gripping that ball. How are you?
I am completely stunned and flabbergasted and not quite sure what to say because here we are.
Here we are.
We're in the second week of January yet, and we're
and the Redskins are playing.
And they're playing
this Sunday. And boy, what the mood in the town is amazing. But the difference between when the Redskins are doing well and make it to the playoffs and when they're not doing well in this town, the mood of the people, it's just extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, if you put on your Kirk Cousins jersey like I do, and you walk around town, and you're constantly being greeted by people saying, "Hey, how about this? Yeah, we're going to do it, aren't we?" I mean, there's all this stuff going on.
They confuse you with Kirk, I think, when you wear that. It's an uncanny resemblance.
Is that right? Yeah,
Trevor, I see a lot of analysts looking at this game, and they seem to be up in the air. It's a coin flip right now between these two teams. Green Bay had a better record in the regular season. They have Aaron Rodgers. They've got a lot of injuries. Redskins, no one expecting them to be here. Kirk Cousins may be the hottest quarterback, although he's been hot against losing teams. Please break this down for us.
Yes. That's the answer to all of the above. That's right. The two teams going into the playoffs on a different schedule. I mean, the Redskins have won 4 in a row, and you can talk about the records of the teams. They haven't beat a team with a winning record in that stretch. And Green Bay started 6-0, and then everything fell apart after their bye week, and they've lost their last 2. And so it's hard to gauge this game. The thing that concerns me the most is that with all the flaws that Green Bay has this year on both sides of the ball, they still have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Yeah. And if anybody can heat up like a microwave and burn any weakness that you show in the secondary, it's that guy. And that's what has me kind of worried.
But you know what? I'm a big believer in momentum. I'm a big believer in making sure you peak at the right time. And it seems to me, when I look at the arc of this season as far as the Redskins are concerned, that they're really peaking at just the right moment. I mean, they're coming together as a team. Kirk Cousins is on fire, and you look at the Packers, and I don't see that on their side of the equation.
You're right about that. And momentum is a word people use. The word I would choose is rhythm. They've been in a great rhythm. And if you want to talk about Kirk Cousins as an example of that, take a look at his trajectory this year. He didn't get the starters reps in the offseason workouts or in training camp up until the last couple of weeks. All of a sudden, he's thrown in as the starter. Now he's practicing with the starters, with starters reps. And it took him a while to get used to the rhythm, to get used to his teammates, to get the chemistry going. But when it did, then all of a sudden the coaches turned him loose in the second half of the season, let him throw deeper down the field, and he proved worthy of that trust to be able to throw deeper down the field. And so these are things that have come together, and you're right when you talk about peaking, because when it comes to the playoffs, there's a lot of teams, including our favorite New York Giants, that have finished the season 9-7, that have made a run in the playoffs because they've been healthy and they've been hot. And right now, the Redskins, they're peaking in the right places in the right ways. Mostly they're healthy now with the guys that they are going to be putting on the field. And their quarterback, like you said, is the hottest quarterback in the league right now, and that's what you need in this moment.
Straight out, who's going to win this game?
Redskins win this game.
You think
there are some heart-wrenching moments. There's a lot of scary times. But in what will end up being a quarterback duel, Kirk Cousins will outduel Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Redskins will pull out the victory and get to the next round of the playoffs.
And so and how do you think that's going to shape up?
Well, I think it's a matter of matchups. The defense of Green Bay has really carried the team so far. But the Redskins have a couple of things that match up very well with what Green Bay does. And one is the Packers linebackers aren't very good in pass coverage. The Redskins have a couple of guys in Pierre Thomas and Chris Thompson at running back, and they can pick whichever one they're going to want to use here, that can get out as a running back into the pass pattern and cause trouble. And Cousins is so decisive that the minute that window opens up, bam, that ball is there. So that's one of the matchups that I like.
Yeah, talk more about the quarterback, Kirk Cousins, throwing these short passes to the running backs. I find that very interesting because the running game, which started so great this season for the Redskins, has dried up. So instead of Morris coming out of the backfield, he's now got Pierre Thomas, and Pierre Thomas made a whole lot of catches at the hands of Drew Brees when he was in New Orleans. up until just a few weeks ago is when he became a Redskin.
Yeah, and then signed him off the street. Another one of many that they signed off the street that are contributing now. And you're right about that. This is one thing for fans to watch for in this game. It's something the Redskins have been doing. But pay close attention to those short passes, because the Redskins are doing that because their running game hasn't been going very well. They've got to find a way to get the 3, 4, 5, 6 yard plays to stay even with the chains, so they don't get a third and long situation. So instead of just pounding the ball all the time and not successfully, they are throwing those short passes instead of the run. Now that wouldn't work if Kirk Cousins couldn't throw the ball deep, because defenses would come up and crowd the short passing lanes. But because Cousins is so accurate at throwing the ball deep down the field, and because Deshaun Jackson, his fast wide receiver, has such great chemistry with Cousins, then whenever the defense does come up and try to cheat up for the short passes in lieu of the run, they burn them over the top. And so you can do both things, and that's one of the reasons this passing game has been so effective.
I see. Trevor Matich, we will talk to you on Monday, and we will reflect on your amazing predictions. And
we'll talk about how right you were.
And the matchup that the Redskins will have against either the Carolina Panthers or the Arizona Cardinals.